Hey, how's it going, everyone? Good morning on this Friday. Hey, my favorite day of the week. Good morning to all the NBA fans around the world. Let's keep it going on another day. It's NBA betting today. Shout out to everyone that's been patiently waiting. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Everyone who's watching who's not in the chat. I have to make sure I give everyone their due. Hey, I'm excited today. Love Fridays, Wednesdays in the NBA. Let's keep it going. How's it going, everyone? Good morning. Hey, hey, I said I leaned OKC. I didn't pull it, but the Lakers, man, could have made some good bread by now, just fading them first 20 games of the season. It stays true. Good morning, Ferlizzi, my dog, Riley. How's it going? Yeah, I'll probably get into Trae Young in a bit. This is going to be a really short episode today. I have a lot going on today. Once again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, take a second to subscribe. If you're watching on Twitter, head over to YouTube, subscribe, hit the like button. We hit the only play I gave out yesterday, which was the Utah Jazz and the Atlanta Hawks under 220.5 last night. It looked pretty easy. It got sweaty at the end. It won. All that matters is that it wins. They look like completely different teams in the fourth quarter. I think the Jazz put up 41 at the end. They were trying to make that game go over. The second half went over. First half, the full game went under. Congratulations to anyone that followed that bet and took it. Some people were a little bit wary with the way the information was being delivered on the injury reports with Rudy Gobert, Rudy Gay. Donovan Mitchell ended up missing the game. The Miami Heat ended up taking a lot of people's money yesterday. It was pretty quiet. The Heat backers. It was one of those days. I said I would not be surprised if the game against the Magic was a turning point for the Celtics. So tonight, it's Friday night in the NBA. We have a full slate. We're going to get to it. I'm going to pull up the odds right now on sportx.bet. Take a second to visit sportx.bet, the crypto sportsbook owned by its community. Let me say what's up to everyone that's been patiently waiting. No Cap, how's it going? Dan Do It, my dog, my friend, how's it going, bro? Cadillacta, how's it going? Robbie, Mr. Cadliff, Riley, Scorpion, Rory, James, Josh, how's it going, everyone? YouTube, everything. Let's keep it going. I don't know if you guys were watching the NFL game last night. That game got out of hand as well. Did not partake in that one. But, yeah, just going over some of yesterday's results, we see LeBron was out of the lineup. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I said he is a major variable for spreads because the Thunder are such large favorites because of the recency bias of last year when they were in the tank. But remember that before the Thunder started tanking last year, they were actually a 500 basketball team, which in the West was really saying something then. When SGA, Lou Dort, Darius Baisley, a lot of these guys got deactivated after the All-Star break. It was sort of an intentional tank job. We're seeing a more full roster with the Thunder. And yeah, some of their spreads have been definitely been incorrect. You have Trae Young talking about his lack of motivation to play in the regular season. Like, you're 4-5. You're 4-5. If you're not motivated in the regular season, I hate when, I know it's an unspoken thing in the NBA. The regular season doesn't matter to a lot of these guys, but it's one of the things that really irks me about the NBA is some of the attitudes of some of these guys about the regular season. Like, you haven't proven anything. The Hawks haven't proven anything, and I was a Hawks supporter. The Hawks have not proven anything. You haven't won anything. At the end of the day, it shows immaturity. The leader of the franchise, he is so young. How old is Trae Young? 22, 23 years old. It's definitely something to monitor going forward, but I do think the Hawks will turn the corner shortly here. The negative news will pile up against them. I'm pulling up the odds right now on sportx.bet. Yeah, sorry, my phone is actually going off. I'm pulling up the odds on sportx.bet. I have a couple of leans, a pick I really like today. Going to tweet my card out later on before the game start around 6 p.m. So make sure you're following me on Twitter at MyGuyKnowsAGuy. Follow the channel's page, NBA Betting Today. It's your hub for NBA picks, analysis, highlights, a lot of interesting stuff. Retweeting beat reporters. Let's get straight to it. Hit the like button, everyone. It's NBA Betting Today. Let's blast off. Stay reasonable with your bet size today. There are a lot of options, a lot of opportunities today, but sometimes you can be overwhelmed by choice. You stack it up, too many picks, too many parlays. Try to keep it to not a minimum, but Just stay reasonable with your bet sizing, and we're going to grind it out. We're going to grind it out, and we're going to come out on top. We're going to win. We're going to win. Slate today is a lot better than yesterday. Man, the Pistons are trying to get Dwayne Casey fired, man. They're trying to get Dwayne Casey fired. These guys need to try. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, make sure you're subscribed here on YouTube and also turn notifications here on YouTube. I have some other content coming on the way. We're excited to deliver it, and you definitely don't want to miss when we drop more picks. So turn notifications on while you're here on YouTube so you don't miss what we have coming this weekend. Now, as we pull up the odds, we can go towards the Magic and the Spurs game. We know the Spurs blew these guys out by nearly 30 points on opening night. On that night, the Magic were starting 40% of their starting lineup were rookies. Franz Wagner, their lottery pick, and Jalen Suggs, their other lottery pick, their top pick in the draft. The Magic are an up and down team. I still think that they have a defensive DNA. When you look at the pieces on this roster, they were not prepared on that opening night. They shot horribly, rookie jitters. I'm actually leaning towards the Magic plus 3.5 right here, but I'm gonna leave it alone for now. We're gonna power through this one. I think it's a bit too easy. I think it's a bit too easy to take the Spurs here. Dejounte Murray, shout out to him. He's averaging like 17, 8, and 8. His development curve is progressing during this new era for the Spurs. I'm definitely a fan of him. I like the young legs that they have on the team. The Doug McDermott, good acquisition for the Spurs. They've been shooting the ball really well, actually. But this Magic team, this line is suspicious to me. I would be wary of the Spurs tonight. So as we move on to the Pistons and the Nets, I'm not betting on this game. I think the line is accurate, but eventually, I mean, the Pistons, they can't keep being covered on at home. They have the pieces to compete defensively. The only bright spot for the Pistons has been offensive rebounding, but they are not shooting the ball well. Only 26% from three over the last 3 games. Far, far below league average. That's not going to cut it against the Nets. I'm not standing in front of them, but I'm also not going to take the Nets, as contradictory as that sounds. I'm going to stand by my position of not betting on the Nets and the Lakers during the first 20 games, although I did bet on the Nets against the Bucks on opening night and lost. I'll lean towards the Pistons. Not going to touch this one. This one, maybe look towards the Pistons team total if you really want to add something from this game. As we look towards the Wizards-Grizzlies matchup for tonight, Kyle Kuzma, role player on this squad. He hurt his arm the other day. He is not listed on the injury report for today, meaning that the Wizards will be mostly healthy except for Davis Bertans. Last year, with similarly constructed rosters, the Grizzlies performed really well against this Wizards team, but they had Dillon Brooks and Jonas Valanciunas on the roster. Dillon Brooks is still recovering from his hand fracture, and Valanciunas, we know he's still stuffing the stat sheet with the Pelicans right now. One thing to notice, even though the Grizzlies are a fan favorite right now because of their style of play, John Morant is going crazy. He's stuffing the stat sheet on a regular basis. He's already dropped 40 this season, a couple of 30-point games. Is the defense of the Grizzlies. They need to tighten up on defense if this team has any real aspirations to get past the first round once they become fully healthy. I'm not a big believer in their defense at this moment. I actually think that this line, I like the Wizards here. I'm going to take the Wizards on the money line. I think they have a deeper roster than the Grizzlies. I said Grizzlies. They have a deeper roster than the Grizzlies. I think this game will be decided on the benches. And I'm expecting a bounce-back performance from the Wizards tonight. Give me the Wizards money line. I'm betting that right now. Moving on to the Raptors and the Cavs. Scotty Barnes is back, but we know that the Raptors won both games as underdogs in his absence. No play for me here. The Raptors, I still, hey, Knicks fans were mad at me. Knicks fans were really mad at me before the season. I said the Raptors are going to have a better regular season record than the Knicks this year. That was one of the most unpopular takes, and I still stand behind that. The Raptors will have a better regular season than the New York Knicks this year, and Nick Nurse is going crazy. If he finishes top 4, top 5 with this group, give him Coach of the Year. It's a lock. The Cavs plus 5.5. I have a futures season win total future bet on the Cavs over 27.5 wins for this season. They already have 5 wins. That ticket that's in my pocket is looking great. Most of my Eastern Conference futures bets for season win totals, I've actually gotten off to good starts. But when you zoom into this matchup, no play for me. I just like to talk about the Raptors sometimes. Look for this game to also be decided on the bench. What's the status on Lauri Markkanen as well? The Cavs, no play for me in this game. Moving on to Knicks Bucks. This line, I saw it as -4 before the show started. The Knicks are sliding a bit. They lost the game against the Pacers that I thought they would win. I had a half a unit on that game. They ended up being a really public side by game time. The effort was not there. The Pacers, I got caught in a trap. The Pacers were favored for a reason. When you look at the records on the surface level, the Pacers were only 2-6 favored against a public favorite in the Knicks. I should have seen the writing on the walls there. However, Drew Holiday is back for the Knicks. Chris Middleton's out with COVID for at least a few games. Hopefully he recovers and gets well soon. I see value in the Knicks here. Still because of the matchup. We have to go back to last year. I know last year is last year. Not everyone likes to use that, but I like to zoom in on those matchups where the rosters remained essentially the same, and the coaching staffs as well. When the coaching staff and the rosters essentially stay the same, I still think there's value in looking at recent head-to-head matchups, even going back to last year. Take a second to hit the like button, everyone, as well, and take a second to subscribe if you're watching on Twitter. Don't miss out. So in this Knicks game, I actually think the Knicks can get it done in the first half. I did not lock it in right now. Check out my card for later. I'm still doing a little bit of digging in this game, but I think the Knicks will come out with a good effort tonight. Drew Holiday being back sort of scares me, but let's see if he's in form. Sometimes you see the first game when these star players return, they're a half step behind. I think in the early aspects of this game, the Knicks are going to come out really, really strong, try to punch first. This is a Bucks team, although they've been undermanned, they've lost 3 games in a row at home, okay? They've lost 3 games in a row at home. Oh, for sure. The Raptors, real basketball fans know. Like, it's not even being biased. When it comes to front office, when it comes to player development, executive decisions and decision-making, the entire NBA community respects and admires the Raptors for years, even before they've won the championship, like a year or two before they won the championship. So just, they're doing the right things. Player development. It's really, really key in the NBA, especially with small rosters. It's not like the NFL where, you have 53 guys. Different guys can break through at any moment. A guy that was selling used cars 2 weeks ago can break through in the NFL. They can sign him and hire him off the street just because he maintained his physical stature. In the NBA, player development is key. You have to have that front office. It's okay, let's keep going, guys. I lean Knicks. Let's T-Wolves Clippers. D'Angelo Russell was out. They got smoked at home. One thing about this T-Wolves team, I'm a big Anthony Edwards fan. There was a lot of preseason hype with the T-Wolves amongst the NBA public. The media did that. The preseason pre-ranking, the preseason rankings, the power rankings did that. There was no value on the T-Wolves against the spread so far this season. They failed to cover on the Pelicans twice. It was just over-adjusted. They still have a young core. You have to wait and see. These teams have to prove it before you can start laying 7, laying 6 with the T-Wolves. And we see the public bought into the narrative of them being the next team up in line, and they have not been a profitable bet to open the season. In this game, though, no bet. I think that the T-Wolves might be a strong team total play here, though, for the over. Blazers and the Pacers here, no play for me in this game. I'm not going to take the Blazers as home favorites too often. I don't think that's a profitable bet in the long run. Although my system is sort of leaning towards the Blazers, it checks all the boxes for a strong contrarian play, and the over as well. I'm not going to play it. I'm not really a fan of this matchup. The Pacers, I think they're going to get stronger as the season goes, but they're a mob team. The Pacers are a mob team. Won't be surprised if they get blown out tonight. The Kings and the Hornets, I'm going to have to do a bit more digging in this game as well. The Hornets, second half, they collapsed against the Kings. Check me out on Twitter later. I have a couple I'm sort of thinking the Hornets will perform here. They're dogs. I think they're going to catch dollars as dogs. I think they match up with the Kings are not the Warriors. The Kings are not the Warriors. I think that they have a much better shot tonight. But right now, I've kept my betting volume low in the early hours. And check out my card for later on today on Twitter as well. So the Pelicans and the Warriors, this is one of the more suspicious lines of the day. The Warriors line and the Spurs line are the two most suspicious point spreads of the day. Okay? Both those teams are supposed to blow the doors off their opponents, and I do not know why the Warriors are still single-digit favorites in this scenario. It'll probably get to 10 by game time. The only scenario I can see here is them activating Brandon Ingram, who is questionable. I can see them activating him, and maybe it could be a sneaky play. But this Warriors team is a machine right now. I just want to say that I'm not betting on the Warriors because I do think the line is a bit suspicious. Maybe we'll look for another opportunity, a better opportunity. And yeah, I'm going to keep this show to a minimum today. So far, I've actually bet the Wizards. I bet the Wizards money line. Thanks for watching NBA betting today and making the show a success so far. We're going to keep growing, keep building. It's My Guy Knows a Guy. Follow me on Twitter at My Guy Knows a Guy on Twitter. Follow SportX Project and visit sportx.bet, the platform that you see on the screen. Send me a message if you have any inquiries. You definitely don't want to miss out on this opportunity. It's an opportunity for sports bettors. Right now, I'm rocking with the Wizards money line tonight. Best of luck to everyone. Hit the like button, share the video, and drop a comment after the video. So let me know what you're feeling, and join me on Twitter Spaces. I'm gonna do a Twitter Spaces later on today around 6:30. Oh, I should. I'm gonna try to do that around 6:30 today. And let's keep it going, bro. We will defeat the market. You guys enjoy your day. Let's go.